Did you honestly think that making money on LinkedIn was going to be easy? I did. And while I did eventually make over £1 million in just over 2 years, let me tell you, it was a f***ing grind. I've tested everything. DM scripts, content strategies, templates, LinkedIn Live, lead gen hacks, all of it. And some ideas were gold, but others were straight up embarrassing. And looking back, like the old man that I am, I wish that I'd known what I know now. So to help you make money faster than I did, here are 30 brutally honest truths about growing on LinkedIn. Number 1. For the first few weeks, you will feel like an absolute f***ing fraud. Yes, imposter syndrome. Because if you're about to do something that you've never done before and you feel like an imposter, there's a reason for that. It's because you're a f***ing imposter. Embrace it. And while you're waiting for that confidence to show up, let's get one thing straight. The market doesn't owe you anything. You don't get engagement for existing. You don't get likes because you worked hard. You earn attention by solving problems and giving people a reason to care. The sooner you accept this, the faster you'll start winning. And speaking of people who don't owe you anything, your friends and your family and your old colleagues don't give a shit about your personal brand. Susan in accounting isn't your old audience. Neither is your mum, neither is your dog. But your future clients, they care. And your content strategy should revolve around them, not the other people. There are potential customers scrolling LinkedIn right now, searching for what you provide. Lesson number 4, you are going to want to quit. Don't. Most people give up right before that breakthrough moment. This reminds me of that 6 inches from gold story. There was some guy called Rupert Darby or something who was digging for gold with his uncle, and they were convinced they'd struck it rich because they found some gold. But when the gold dried up quite quickly, they gave up quite quickly. And the person that bought the mine or bought the equipment from them hired an engineer, and guess what? The gold was still there, just 6 inches away. So the lesson here is your breakthrough is closer than you think. Don't quit now, because while you're on this weird little LinkedIn scavenger hunt, there's another treasure that you might be missing. And that's lesson number 5. The LinkedIn DMs are a fucking gold mine. DMs are where the deals happen, where relationships are built, and where you unlock massive opportunities too. And if you're not in your inbox daily, you're probably leaving money on the table. But here's the catch. DMs only work if you do this next thing right. So please, for the fucking love of God, personalize your outreach. We've all been pitch slapped and we all don't like it. No one's responding to your copy and paste generic pitch. Personalization is the aim of the game. Reference someone's work, mention an interaction, inject humor, find commonalities. Even saying your great Aunt Betty went to school in the same city as them is better than just hitting someone with a pitch. And the best way to personalize this outreach is to use voice notes. Voice notes are magic. They're quick, they're personal, and they're pretty fucking hard to ignore when you've got one just sat there in your inbox. Plus, they look like you put a bit of effort in compared to just some plain text. Remember, we're trying to do 2 things. Stand out and build a brand around our personality. So why would you sound like everyone else when you can literally sound like yourself? Lesson number 8, make a mess and then tidy it up later. Perfectionism is just procrastination in disguise, because your first post is going to be crap. Your first DM exchange is going to be awkward, but that's fine. Just start, because you can make a mess and then refine it as you go. We've all f***ed up trying to build IKEA furniture, right? You skim the instructions, throw all the pieces together and realize halfway through that the shelf's f***ing upside down. But hey, the important thing is it's standing. You can always tighten the bolts or flip the shelf around a bit later. And if it's really bad, that's what that tiny little Allen key thing is for. Just start building the thing. Lesson number 9, it's okay to pivot if shit's not working. Sometimes you'll realize that the way you've been doing things or your strategy is shit. That's okay. We've all been there. But don't just go and change everything on a whim. If you're going to pivot, you should do it on data, not based off emotion. Because if you've only had 2 calls about your brand new offer and you're already panicking, you're reacting emotionally. Take a breath, get more feedback, and adjust logically. We all have bad or have emotional days. But if the best business people only reacted based on emotions, they wouldn't be where they are now. Lesson number 10, comparison is poison. This isn't a race. You're scrolling LinkedIn, seeing creators with 100,000 followers who all look like they're killing it, and you feel like you're falling behind. Stop. Some of these creators aren't even earning £5,000 a month. I mean it, because they've opted for eyeballs rather than leads. And eyeballs are great, but if you can't sell to those eyeballs, they may as well be covered with a blindfold. And whilst we're on the subject of top creators, they're all in f***ing engagement pods. Yes, all of them. Most of these viral posts that you see are just losers in WhatsApp groups going, "Hi guys, I've just posted. Can you please go and leave a comment?" That's like asking your friends to vote for you in a beauty contest when you've just been smoking crack for 7 days straight. Not pretty, but pretty easy to spot when you know the signs. Lesson number 12. Repetition isn't boring. It's branding. This is another situation where you should completely ignore your emotions. Because let's be honest, you might get a little bit bored talking about the same subject again and again, but your audience won't, so you need to hammer it home. A part of personal branding is about owning one thing and repeating it so much that people can't forget it. Think of your favorite songs. Which part is the most memorable? The chorus. That's because it's repeated 3 or 4 times every time the song is played, and it's probably pretty catchy. So your message should do the same. Lesson number 13. LinkedIn Lives are the highest leverage content that you can produce. And if you disagree with me on this, I will fight you. Here are 10 reasons that going live on LinkedIn is the best content to make. You can invite 1,000 targeted people. You can hijack your guest's audience. You can post it as a podcast in about 2 minutes. Connections get a notification when the live starts. You can build a relationship with the guest and learn stuff, maybe even sell to them. You can post it on YouTube and generate evergreen views. You can collect the email addresses of all the attendees. You can generate 5 to 20 short form clips that you can use later. The prep time is pretty much non-existent. You just need some bullet points or questions at the most. And finally, it's a really low commitment ask for you to send the link to a potential lead in the DMs and see if they can attend. So yeah, ready to fight when you are. Lesson number 14. Don't worry when one of your posts flop, because your worst performing posts teach you what doesn't work. And here's the thing, you don't get to decide what quality content is. Your audience will decide for you. Every post that flops is feedback. If something doesn't land, that information's priceless. And the best way to figure out what works is to post more. Which brings me to lesson number 15, and the creator crew might disagree with this. You should worry far more about quantity than you should about quality in the beginning. If you post more often, you fail faster. And when you fail faster, you learn quicker. And honestly, you'll be so far away from quality at the start, it's almost pointless trying to achieve it. Focusing on quantity and getting your processes in place is going to build your skills so much faster. And it also gives you feedback, which means you get the data to improve. Remember, you're not aiming for perfect, you're aiming for progress. Lesson number 16, words are everything. And in my extremely humble opinion, the best or the most powerful skill that you can learn when it comes to LinkedIn is copywriting. Copywriting is written persuasion. It's literally a 7, if not an 8-figure skill. If you don't focus on the words that you put out into the world, then you're going to end up with captions, posts, video scripts, landing pages, DM exchanges, the list goes on. Because when we post content for people to consume, essentially we're asking them to pay, not with their money, with their time. Therefore, our writing needs to be on point. Otherwise, they'll just scroll on by. Which brings us to the next lesson. Spend more time writing hooks than anything else. Because if your first line doesn't hook someone, they're not even going to see the rest of the post. Someone consuming your content is all downstream from them consuming your hook. And your hook is the gateway. If it's shit, they'll vote with their time and they'll read someone else's instead. Good hooks tell a story. And guess what? Stories sell. People don't connect with stats. Stats are boring. 80% of businesses fail in year 1. 20% of people, I don't care. People connect with stories. And for a personal brand, the more human and the more vulnerable you are, the more relatable you'll be. Lesson number 19, your profile can and should work for you whilst you're asleep. A poor profile is like walking into a shop with no staff, no team, no signs, and just a load of random shit everywhere. But a great profile is like stepping into an Apple store. You know what's on offer, you know why you need it, and someone is there to guide you. And if you set it up correctly, your LinkedIn profile should be a 24/7 salesperson, guiding people to book or buy or download every hour of every day. But let's be honest, most LinkedIn profiles look like they were chucked together during a sit-down toilet break. So let me tell you something. It's not the law to start your headline with the words, "I help." Let me guess, your headline says, "I help X with Y so they can Z." The aim is to stand out, right? Well then, write something that sparks curiosity or describes what you offer in a different, fresh way. You got seconds, probably milliseconds, to hook someone. And if your headline reads like a template, they're gone. Don't get me started on templates. The platform's being ruined by AI, templated posts, and losers selling their templated posts. Yes, I said it. And these people are the exact same people that are pushing personal brand as their narrative, when all they're actually doing is removing the personality from the platform. But this is great news for the good guys. It means anyone with an ounce of personality can stand out pretty easily. So the lesson here is, be yourself. Cliche? Yes. But does it work? Also yes. Lesson 22. Posts about your business won't get as many likes as posts about your new puppy. Your audience sees posts about a new offer or about your business and just scrolls on by thinking, cool, good for them. But if you post a picture of a fluffy dog in a party hat, boom, 300 likes, 500 comments, and someone asking if it's single. We're not trying to get likes, we're trying to get leads. And your business posts don't need to be popular, they just need to land with the right people. And the right people don't always hit the like button. Therefore, going viral is a bonus, not the goal. Because a viral post might get you this attention, but does it get you leads? In 2024, I deleted my 50,000 follower Instagram account because of this one thing. I had a few posts that went absolutely nuts. I got a load of followers, and yes, I felt all warm and fuzzy, but all the posts did were bring in random followers, not potential buyers. Now don't get me wrong, if your post happens to go viral, then brilliant, well done. But your business doesn't need applause, it needs attention from the people that are ready to buy. But what happens when you get the wrong attention? Well, then the block button is your best friend. Trolls, block them. Spammers, block them. Negative energy, you guessed it, block them. You're not running a community center for keyboard warriors, you're building a business. Blocking isn't rude, it's boundaries. And boundaries are how you protect your energy and keep your focus on the things that actually matter. And guess what? Your opinions might alienate some people. Good, stop trying to please everyone. Because just like we want to attract the right people, we also want to repel the wrong people. And your opinions are a filter, they're not a flaw. They pull in your ideal clients and they send non-ideal clients away. And once you've got the right person's attention, don't hold back. Which brings me to lesson 26. Give away the farm. We've spoken about standing out, but the best way to do it? Share your best stuff up front for free with no expectations. I know you're probably scared that giving away too much for free means people won't buy from you, but here's the thing, right? Information is free nowadays. You can literally find anything online. So why would you be nervous about giving stuff away? People can already go and find it. It's already out there. Because the more you give, the more people trust you, and more trust leads to more sales. Be generous, teach, solve problems. People don't even action free information anyway. So when it is time to action it, they'll come back and they'll pay you. Lesson 27. The algorithm doesn't hate you, your content is just boring. I know that you want to blame the algorithm for your 12.5 likes, but let's be real. Your hot take isn't that hot if it's lukewarm. We've talked about this. Post something bold. And no, I don't mean being controversial for the sake of it. The whole platform though is filled with copycats and nodding dogs. And sometimes you just have to be a peacock and let all your feather. I'm not saying this. Stop playing it safe and share a story that no one else is telling. Now, the next lesson is just a quick one. Nobody cares that you're excited to announce something. If you're still starting your post with "I'm excited to share," then you may as well just say, here's something you can scroll past. Get creative. Lesson 29. Repost your best content every quarter. The vast majority of your audience don't even see your posts. That's why you can have 5,000 followers but only 500 impressions. And let's be honest, even if they do see your post, their feed is flooded with so much other shit that they probably won't remember it anyway. So rather than rubbing sticks together to make a fire when you've already got a lighter, just repost your best performing content once it's 90 days old or more. When I started Instagram a few years ago, I made fresh content every single day for a year like a complete idiot. But whilst we're talking about content, batch create it. Save time and create your content in batches. Think of all the gym bros, yeah? They don't cook a meal a day. They make a week's worth in one go. It saves time, it builds momentum, and it means they don't have to worry about it again till next week. The same is true with your content. Sit down, write 3 to 7 posts, schedule it, and then move on. It's efficient, it's stress-free, and it means you can spend the remainder of your week focusing on winning clients rather than scrambling for ideas. Now, because I'm in such a good mood, I'm going to give you a 31st lesson. Most people quit LinkedIn because they're too impatient for results. LinkedIn isn't Amazon Prime. You don't get results delivered overnight. Most people treat it like a sprint and they expect magic in 2 weeks and then get pissed off when the likes and the leads don't magically roll in. But LinkedIn is a marathon. The ones that win are the ones that stick it out. And the only way you lose is by stopping. What's next? Well, you've got 30 lessons here. 31 brutally honest LinkedIn truths, but lessons don't matter if you don't act. So pick one and start today. LinkedIn isn't going to hand you success on a plate, but your audience are out there. They're just waiting for you to find them. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, you can click this one here if you're on YouTube, and it'll provide a lot more detail about how you can actually start winning clients on LinkedIn. That's it for this one. I'll see you in this video next. If you're only on LinkedIn, this will be a blank space. So go and download a lead magnet or something.